Okay, I'm really annoyed right now because I've just realized where I'll be losing most of my time in a few months. Yeah, apologize to me now.
Very sorry. I'm not sorry at all.
No, sorry at all. It is Peggle 2. Dude, thank you so much indeed for showing us it. I hate you, but yeah, looks awesome. Question, where do you take Peggle?
We take Peggle to the world of Peggle itself. So, in the past we've shown some of the masters and we've shown little vignettes of where it is that they live and what they do, but we've never really immersed the player in the world of the Peggle masters before. So, what we wanted to do is create these seamless worlds for each one of the masters that we're introducing, give them their own life, take them out of the gun, and put them into the world fully animated with their own beautiful backgrounds, and kind of show the players what their world is like.
With it being an Xbox One launch title, I mean, was that a situation that you guys talked about very early on in development?
So the team has been spending a lot of time trying to figure out what the right platform for the game is. Peggle's been out on pretty much everything known to man. So we really looked at where are the players and who loves to play Peggle and on what platforms. Xbox 360 has been a great platform for us, and that game came out in 2009 or so. You can still get into a matchmaking game today in seconds. So it's kind of phenomenal for a game that's been out that long to have such a strong fan base still. So when the opportunity to ship on Xbox One came out, it was kind of a no-brainer. It gives us a ton of screen real estate. It lets us really do a lot of crazy things with audio because people are going to have these home theater systems, we hope, that can really blast that stuff out there. So yeah, no, Xbox One's a great platform, both because people love playing Peggle on Xbox, and because it gives us a lot of new opportunities to do new things.
I was going to say, so the layout, the screen layout, and everything was informed by that platform choice.
Yeah, so I mean, just having this huge widescreen opportunity with these great high-res graphics and nice audio systems, it really does drive a lot of new opportunities for us that you can't necessarily get in other places. So there are great experiences for other platforms too, but this is just kind of the one that we really wanted to dive into and give our artists and our audio people free reign.
With the new masters, with their new abilities, I mean, you guys been brainstorming for quite a while, I guess. There's a whiteboard somewhere in your office just scrolled.
Yeah. There are pages and pages and pages and concept arts, and there's pretty much everything you could imagine that we've talked about. What we really wanted to do is make all of the master powers completely over the top and utterly ridiculous. And so, today we're showing off Bjorn, and he has a very simple super guide power, but we're also showing Luna with her Nightshade, which is super complex and gives you options that you've never really had in a Peggle game before. We're not talking about the other masters yet, but I'm super excited for people to see them just because they are completely over the top and fundamentally altering the board that you're playing on in really crazy ways that I don't think people would be expecting.
And not just Ode to Joy noise either.
No, so Ode to Joy is a huge part of Peggle, so we wanted to bring it back. We know that people would probably not be happy with us if we didn't. But so Ode to Joy is there for Bjorn, as it's always been. But each master has their own unique audio that changes as you play the game, and it all builds towards new extreme fever music for each master. So you've heard the first bit with Luna; it sounds fantastic. The other masters have amazing fever audio as well.
Just wondering about that with the screen real estate and with the masters themselves. You can sort of iterate on that and create something new, but obviously the core experience on the screen with the pegs. I mean, where do you go? Do you go, we'd like to change it because we feel like we should because it's a sequel, but at the same time we don't want to remove players from what they know and expect? I mean, how do you walk that line?
It's tricky. I think we've experimented with a lot of different things, and sometimes it just feels too different from Peggle to really make us comfortable with showing it to people. So what we decided to do is just make it more complex. And what you're going to see with a lot of the new master powers is they're easy to pick up, and you can play them kind of simply if you're just kind of getting into the game and just want to try to get through levels. But they each have sort of a secondary characteristics that makes them really great for something else other than just clearing the pegs. So with Luna, what you're seeing with Nightshade is that you can get really high scores. In addition to just being able to reach difficult to get to orange pegs. So there's a lot of flexibility in the way that you play the game with each one of these powers, and so adding in that kind of depth of gameplay and making it even more deep than it's ever been before is where we wanted to focus our efforts, and just keeping the core as great as it's always been.
And you're mentioning how the music picks up in tempo the closer you get down. Is that sort of, again, that sort of dynamic change you wanted to include in the game?
Oh yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing that we wanted to do. I mean, anything that led to immersion, I think, is what we were looking for, and audio is a great place to do that. So, as the player progresses through the level, the music will build up and kind of change. As you get close to maybe not finishing the level, people will tense up, and the characters will kind of show it on their face that they're worried for you. So yeah, audio is a great place to let that shine, as well as animation. Our art is beautiful, and the characters are beautifully realized. So yeah.
Question, I know you can't really talk about more than what you're showing, but for level design, How do you guys do this? Do you get like a bag of Skittles and just go drop it and go, right, there you go, there's the rough formation? Or is it like, how much goes into this level design?
Yeah, it's not Skittles, it's marbles. We just let the marbles fall on the floor and see where they go. No, it's a hugely iterative process, and so it's kind of a fine dance between what our artists want to draw in terms of the backgrounds, and so you'll see that the worlds are fleshed out for each one of the masters, and we always want the peg layouts to fit in with the world and fit in with the art. But there's also a lot of things that our designers just want to try, and so they will lay something out, and then artists will see if they can match something beautiful up to it. But then a lot of times the artists are driving the art behind the board, and then the peg layout is a result of the art. So there's a really nice interchange between when the artists are leading something and when the designers are leading something that leads to some crazy layouts that you wouldn't expect.
Sort of just to wrap up, sort of just to touch on, how do you guys feel about being probably the one iconic game series, I'll mention Plants vs. Zombies as well, but that covers both casual and hardcore? It's that sort of thing. You've got that entire sweep of an audience.
Yeah. That is one of the coolest things about Peggle. So, I'm super excited that it's the kind of game that you can just pick up and play. And when you have family over, you have friends over that maybe aren't hardcore gamers, they can play and get excited. And we've heard people all weekend long here at Gamescom just like hooting and hollering when people get close shots or they get free balls, and that's really great. But then we also want people. I play hardcore games too, and so I want to have a challenge. I want to have something that I can really spend like hours and hours and hours perfecting and grinding down on, just to make sure that I can complete every last objective. So it's a great place for us to be, to have access to both casual gamers and to super experienced veterans.
Listen, thank you very much for talking to us.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you.